Hi and welcome to this JPhoto tutorial brought to you by CorePHP. Today we will be going over using JPhoto for the first time. So right here I have a Joomla 1.5 site. The only thing on it is the JPhoto extension. So to start off, go to JPhoto, which you'd want to go under Components, JPhoto, and Categories. Now JPhoto has three different tiers. It has categories, then it has galleries, and finally it has your images. Okay, so before we create the last two tiers, we have to create a category, regardless if you're going to display the category in the front end. And we'll talk more about that later when we create the menu items. So to start off, I'm going to create a new category, and I'm going to name this Trips, because I'll be uploading pictures of my trip to Rome, Italy. I'm going to publish it, and as you can see, you can also add a description and metadata information if you want. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go to galleries. Under galleries, after you create a gallery, we'd be able to upload images. So I'm going to go over here, click on new, and my gallery is going to be called Rome, Italy. You'd want to select what category this will be going under, trips. And finally, it's published. I'm not going to select a JavaScript library, but I'm not going to have a description or metadata, but as you can see, you can also define this in the gallery level. So click on save, and now from here I can click on view gallery, which would allow me to upload images. But before I do that, I need to know or need to set what sizes I want the images that I'll be uploading to be, because JPhoto will resize any image that you upload it up to 3 times. It'll create a thumbnail, a medium image, and a large image. Okay, but if your original image is smaller than any of these sizes, it will skip over any size that it can't resize down to. It will never size up. Okay, so and not only that, but you also have to make sure that your image sizes are not going to be bigger than your template. Okay, so I'm going to go to the front end, and I'm going to just simply measure the size of my template where the images will be going, which is your component area of your template, your content area. To do so, I just have a quick ruler, I guess, here on my Mac, and you can see the numbers right here on the right, and I'm going to go, just to be safe, I'm going to go to 750. Okay, and that is going to be my width of my image. Right now the width of the image, the largest image that I have is 840, so I want to change it to 750, and the large width I'm going to drop down to just 700. Just to try and keep things a little proportionate, but it will keep the images proportionate when it resizes. The only one that it can crop, it will be the thumbnail, and you can either select yes or no in it. You'd also want to make sure that your upload folder and the URL folder are right on this page too. At least it'll upload it by default to your media folder, but if you ever want to change that, you'd do it here. But you would want to do it the first time before you start uploading images. You don't have to go through all of these options at this point. You can always change these at a later time. The most important ones are the ones up here. Okay, so I'm going to save my configuration, and then I'm going to go to View Gallery, which now we're in the Gallery Management, Rome, Italy, which is the gallery I already created. And I'm going to click on Add Photos. Okay, you'd get this Browse button. Once you click on it, you'd be able to browse through your computer to the image location where you have all your images. Now this uploader allows you to upload multiple pictures at once. So you can select as many pictures as you want and then upload them. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to select all of my images and upload them. And while the images are being uploaded, you'll see the images that have been uploaded at the bottom of your page. Okay, and you can click on Show over on the right, which will open up all this information that you can change while all of your images are uploading. So you can change the title of the image, the caption, description, and the metadata information. A lot of the times I would recommend to put a description here because it'll put that information into the image tag when it displays the image, and search engines really like to see that. It also helps for those people with disabilities. I would really recommend that. It also allows you to delete. And once you're done adding information, changing the title on all of your images, you would just want to click on Save. Once you do so, it'll refresh your page and it'll show you all of the images that you have uploaded. And you don't have to add all of the metadata and description at that point. You can always change that at a later time when editing a single image. And you'll also get a little thumbnail down here of what the image looks like for reference. Okay. So that once that's all said and done, you'd want to go to your menu manager and the menu that you want to add your new menu item to. So from your menu manager, you'd want to click on New and then JPhoto. From here we have 4 different views. Our categories view, this one will display a list of all of your categories. Next is the category view, which will display all of your galleries. Then the gallery view will display all of the images inside of a gallery. And finally an image which will link directly to just one image. For now, I'm just going to click on categories. And I'm going to call this menu item Photos. Once you've saved that, let's go to the front end and let's just refresh my page, and now we have this new menu item. Now this is my new category called Trips, but I don't have a thumbnail image next to it. To put a thumbnail image next to it, I'm going to go back to the back end, click on Components, JPhoto, and Categories, and I'm going to edit the Trips category that I already created, and where it reads image, I am going to select a random one from category. I'm going to click Save and refresh my page, and now we have a thumbnail image. As you can see, every time I refresh, it will grab a random image from all the images inside this category. If I did the other option, which is random default image, we'll go over that in a little bit, but it'll select a fewer set of images. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this category, and now it shows me my gallery, which is Rome, Italy. And from here, let's talk about the default images. If I go under galleries and click on any of my galleries, for now I'm just going to go into my Rome, Italy gallery. We don't have a default image set up, so by default it'll just grab the first image, which is right now this one's the one that's displaying here as a thumbnail. But I can easily select an image of this one's the Pantheon, and I'm going to click on default. Now when I refresh my page here, it'll show the Pantheon. This goes the same if I go over to photos, and right now it'll show a random one. But if I go under galleries, trips, and I'll do random from default, it'll select a random one, but only from the default images of each gallery. Okay. And once you actually go into a gallery, it'll list all of your images. Once you go into an image, as you can see, it resized it to 750 so it doesn't overflow on my page. And right now I don't have any information selected, but we'll go over that in a little bit. And you can preview the next photo. It'll show you your next photo and so on and so forth, and a user can browse through it very easily. Okay? So these are the basics of using JPhoto. At this point you can start using your extension very well, start uploading more images. There's two more things I want to go over. One of them is this information, and the second one will be the JavaScript library. So first let's go over the information. To do so, you'd want to go and edit the parameters, the configuration of the extension, and then about all the way down to the page we have two options. One is to view the image information. If we selected no, then this information title would go away. But since I do want to show this information, basically what the information does, it displays, the extension will pull metadata from the picture, and depending if you actually have a photograph, it'll pull in the aperture, the camera make, the caption, the time it was taken, the ISO focal length, so on and so forth. So I'm going to just select all of them except for, well, I'm just going to do all of them for now, but you can do as many as you want. So after it's saved, you can see it'll pull all that information in here. You can see what camera I took it with, it also has a link to the original image. So if we click on this one, you'll see a full size image. And then it also has a link back to the gallery. Okay, so that is the information. Now onto the JavaScript libraries. If you actually edit a gallery, not view the gallery, but just edit it, we have an option for JavaScript library. By default, the extension comes with 2, and in the future we'd probably add more as we go on. So by the time you may download it, maybe we'd have more here. So I'm going to select HiSlide Default. Once we hit apply, it'll give you some information about this JavaScript library, and you can change it to the next one. So I'm just going to leave it at that one for now. And this JavaScript library only applies at a gallery view. So I'm going to refresh this gallery. As you can see, all the images became smaller. And once I click on an image, it actually gives me a nice pop-up of a larger image, and I can go through them, and it's basically just a JavaScript library to view images. And we do have documentation for developers to build these plugins. It's very simple to do. It's under our corephp.com website. So that is it for now. I hope I'm not missing anything. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to use JPhoto.